When was the last time you sat on a table and didn't rush? No gulping down your food, no phone buzzing next to you, no TV seeking your attention. Just clink of the cutlery, flicker of the candles, and real conversations. Growing up, my most beautiful memories were those around the table. I grew up in a family with my parents, grandparents, uncles, aunts, my cousins, my brother. Dining table was the center of our connection, where everyone came, shared their stories, learning and laughter was shared. And I found something very special about being around the table. The colors, the crockery, the cutlery, the chaos, and the aroma of the food. I didn't start out as a table stylist. I started out as a teacher for children with learning difficulties. My husband and I loved hosting at home. And every time we had friends or family over, I wanted to make it special for them. I would go around my house picking up candles from the console, lanterns from outside my house, silver pieces from the center table, and use my dining table as a base for my creativity. Slowly, friends and family started noticing it and asking for help. My passion grew into something more. It wasn't a career change, it was an unfolding. Today, I style tables not to just make them look beautiful, but to invite people to come together, create memories, and live in the moment. As I talk about the different elements of the table, I'd love to share how each element has had a practical role in my life, in business as well as in personal life. I always start my table with a placemat. Placemat makes the base of the table. In life, anything that you do requires a base. For me, my base came from when I used to teach children with learning difficulties. We used to design a curriculum that was visual, interactive, and broken into tiny bits. I use the same strategy of curriculum building to build my workshops in table styling. Psychologists say that human brain craves structure, and that is true whether in relationship, in life, in learning, or on the table. My base was wanting to create joys in everyday moments. Next up are the plates. Plates is the substance that holds your meal together. At work, it is the product or the service that you offer. In the olden times, people didn't use coordinated dinner sets. They used plates that were inherited, gifted, or even bought just one piece at a time. Coordinated dinner plates is a fairly new concept. Today, when I style my tables, very often I use basic or mismatched plates. But you know what? People love the result. It's not about achieving perfection. It is about giving them a special experience. And that's what matters. So even if you have your product ready and your packaging not in place, start even with a mismatched plate.
Unexpected sweetness creates instant warmth around you.
For me, in the early years, the only system I used was WhatsApp. Even today, I'm yet finding my way around technology. Till now, I used to use my phone to generate invoices, to manage the back end of my website, and even make my presentations. So it's not about the fanciest tools, it is about using what you have to the best. Glassware, I compare glass to capacity in life. Initially, when I started out, I used to go on pouring in outstation workshops, presentations, meetings, projects with hotels and caterers, until it was almost like Coke fizzing out of the top. Initially looking very glamorous and exciting, soon messy, fizzy, and unmanageable. So do not fill your glass to the top. Keep some space, allow yourself breaks to recharge, recover. They say the finest ideas come when your brain is resting. And that's been true for me so many times. My best tables have always come in my dreams. Centerpiece. Centerpiece of any work is your story. Once I had an opportunity of styling a table for a gentleman who loved his safari. We used fresh greens. We took some toy animals and painted them gold. We added some safari hats, a little jeep, and he loved it. No use of fancy candles, no use of exotic flowers. Why? Because it was his story. Suddenly he related to the table so much more than a beautiful table set with flowers. So a centerpiece of your story, of your work is and your passion is how you build it. Personalization. It doesn't take too much effort to personalize your table. You can simply put a name card holder and place it on the table. Even if you don't have a fancy name card holder, you can write the name of the person and even just place it on the napkin. It says it is your seat versus it being just a seat on the table. It makes the people think that you have thought of them even before they came in. So take small efforts to personalize. It can be a little jar filled with mint. It can just be a little twig tied around the napkin mentioning their name. Whether it's with a colleague or a customer, make them feel special. Move it from a transaction to a long-term relationship. Napkins. Napkins can be styled in multiple different ways. I can pass a napkin ring around it. I can roll my napkin and put a napkin ring around it. I can simply just put it flat on the table. Once you lift it up, put it on your lap, it sits quietly unnoticed till you drop something on your shirt and till you need to access the napkin to wipe the stain. We have many people in our lives who add to our lives and add value to our lives in so many quiet ways, and we stop noticing them. Let's pause. Let's appreciate their efforts in our life. I'd like to finish styling my table now. I'll start with the plate, add the glass.
Guests remember how you made them feel, not just what you served. And same with people around you.
My favorite part about styling my table is adding personal touches. I have this little marble chowki. I'm adding my place card here. I have this little cane cover where I'd like to add a little piece of surprise for my guests. It can be a chocolate, it can be a small piece of mithai, which you can cover and keep. So as soon as they come to the table, they can quickly open it and pop one into their mouth. I'm setting up a table for two. And if there are few close people, you could have each of their favorite sweets in this little cover. When I started my journey 10 years ago, I started it out of passion, and it slowly grew into masterclasses that train a lot of other table stylists across the country, table styling workshops for homemakers, working with caterers, and now finally a beautifully curated product line. I started it from my home, my parents' house, and my uncle's garage. Today we have a studio of our own. My husband yet rescues me with tech. My dad takes care of my accounts. My mom continues to host my workshops like a queen, while my mother-in-law holds the home together. I call it a family project. And probably that is the secret. You can't achieve everything on your own. For me, it has been a social buffet where I feel that humans nourish you as much as food does. And love you receive and the support you receive from your loved ones nourishes you. So here's my challenge to you today. Set a table with intention this week. Sit on it with time, with your loved ones, and create your memories.